Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for kind invitation in this symposium. Today, I'm going to talk about the development of bioprocess using microalgal biomass and its applications. Yeah, as you can see here, actually in my laboratory we have been used for different kinds of biomasses, such as first or second or third generation of biomasses, as you can see here. Yeah. And today I just would like to introduce the third generation of biomass utilization. And of course, from renewable bioresources, we could produce biomaterials and bioenergy and biochemicals, and you can see many products here. And of course, we call that process as a biorefinery. If you take a look at the global biorefinery markets, such as the biomaterials and bioenergy and biomedicine, healthcare, and biofuels, transportations, and bio-derived chemicals. And especially this yellow one, the bio-derived chemicals market, is sharply increasing. And focusing on the algal biomass, of course, they have several compounds in a cell, and we could apply those components to food industry and feed industry and biopharmaceutical and the chemical industry, as well as cosmetic industries. And especially in bioenergies, we could produce biodiesel, bioethanol, biogas, or biojet fuels. And of course, after cultivation of this algal biomass, first of all, you can extract lipid, and then it's converted to biodiesel, either chemical or biological method, especially enzymatic method. And through pre-treatments and saccharification, we could get mixed sugars like glucose and galactose to produce bioethanol or BDO or antibiotics, such as many biochemical products. Yeah, and first of all, let me introduce about biodiesel production. And as a carrier, we have used the activated carbon. Actually, we modified this activated carbon to activated carbon oxide, and then we co-immobilize two lipids, actually, which is developed in my laboratory previously. So we have used non-specific lipids and 1,3-specific lipids to produce a biodiesel from argan oil. So you could immobilize those lipids on the surface of this activated carbon oxide. And first of all, of course, you have to optimize those conditions statistically, such as 380 ps concentration and temperature, reaction time for useful immobilizations. Yeah. Also, of course, you have to use linker like glutaldehyde, which is by functional groups. And if you use glutaldehyde directly, of course, it's quite toxic. So you have to modify glutaldehyde as well. And of course, you should prove the proper functional group was generated based on FDIR or XPS or something. Yeah, so this shows the same micrograph of asymmetrics and immobilized lipase and modified graphite, the ACO. And this shows the effect of various conditions and the activity of co-immobilized lipase. So it was quite successful. And some kind of reuse and the production of biodiesel. Of course, when you use enzymatic method, you should use the stepwise reaction because the methanol is quite toxic to lipase. Yeah, and then of course we could produce bioethanol as well from those sugars such as glucose and galactose, both sugars. Yeah, first we need the pretreatment with acids and to get sugars, and you could produce bioethanol or 2-3 video. But in this talk, I just try to introduce bioethanol as the result of video not shown here. So this is a result of acid hydrolysis and the optimization of hydrolysis conditions like this. And then, of course, you can see the consumption of glucose and galactose, and then production of ethanol. Yeah. And then let me introduce another application for antibiotics, cephalosporin C. Yeah, this is cephalosporin C, is beta-lactam antibiotics. And actually, in this organism, the morphology is quite important. So from high fat, and then it's changed to swollen hyperfragments and folded to arthrospores. So this procedure is quite important to produce this antibiotic. Also, we can analyze based on fractal dimension, because it's closely related to morphology. And previously we have used crude glycerol. Actually, after production of biodiesel, you could obtain crude glycerol. So we can use crude glycerol to produce CPC. But normally, to produce CPC, the companies are using methionine, but it's a bit expensive. So without methionine, you can use crude glycerol. And if you perform batch culture or fat batch culture, you could see morphology here. So you could see the swollen hyphae here. So if you look at this kind of morphology, of course, CPC productivity is quite increased. So you can see the DEF. So based on organ sugars and morphology here. So we could produce CPC successfully, as you can see here. Yeah. Also, we perform this fermentation in a 5-liter bioreactor, and we could obtain the proper amount of CPC. And the other application for enzymatic fuel cell. So, as you know, there is an anode and cathode, and then of course we can use two kinds of enzymes, redox enzymes. So like glucose oxidase and lactase. So you can immobilize those enzymes onto a surface of electrodes to produce electricity. Of course, there you can see the application of enzymatic fuel cell, like a laboratory or implantable pulsars or healthcare and the pacemakers. So, as a substrate, we can use algal hydrolysate after pretreatment. So this shows the cyclic voltammetry. So this is control. The scale is different. So it was quite successful, and then we could get higher the power density here. And then you can see the resistance with algal hydrolysate is much lower than the pure glucose. And of course, the higher conductivity than the pure glucose. And this hydrolysate contains some special ions for increasing power density as well. And also this shows the some more detailed the reason why we could get the higher power density here. So especially we have used like KOH or NaOH for neutralization of hydrolysate, but the KOH shows the highest oxidation peak in a CV cycle, and the resistance value of ion mobility with potassium showed the lowest resistance. So finally, we could get the high power density here. So we can compare with other results. It was quite successful. And another application for this algal biomass, we could produce biochar. So this shows the mass balance of the algal biomass. So this is biochar. And then previously we have been developed some mediator for enzymatic fuel cells. So we can coat with the cobalt and then chitosan to make a mediator. So you can see some SAM micrograph here. And then, of course, we have to prove the proper analytical results based on this 10 micrograph, also EDX. It's the FTIR spectra and the XPS survey spectra. So it was proven to be properly arranged. It's the same thing. So we can see that we obtain the proper CV cycle and then the higher power density. Also, the sensitivity is very good, so we could apply it to biosensor as well. I think that's enough today. Thank you so much.
Very interesting. Any questions?